Hey, so you're kind of probably wondering, like, what you're doing here, and, it's kind of my fault. Let me go back. So you were actually out hiking with your, family, friends. I really couldn't tell. All the smells were relatively, similar. But you were actually out hiking with them, and you kind of ran into me, and that's fine. Like, I wasn't me as you see me right now. But, anyways, the rest of your group ran while you thought I was, something you played with, and unfortunately for you, that, turns out not to be true. So I ended up biting you. Then I ended up waking up. Now you might be thinking, well, I saw a wolf. Well, it wasn't a wolf. Technically, humans would call it a werewolf. So yeah, we're now stuck together. You'll just be bound to me. It's kind of like, if you create another werewolf, it's like an alpha male, beta male sort of situation, or beta female in your case. And it just sort of means that you're gonna be kind of drawn to me, and you'll particularly like listening to what I say, which is weird, I guess. But that's not the point. The point is you're stuck with me, and that's fine. When I was turned, the person, or the wolf that turned me, he actually ended up dying almost immediately afterwards. Now, granted, that was a really, really long time ago. In fact, it was so long ago, I can tell you exactly how the trenches of World War I felt, and I was not a young man then. I'm 17,000 years old. I watched humanity develop, watched the Americas grow, but that's no big deal. Here's the thing with werewolves. It's kind of like an immortality thing. But like not really, like you can be killed, you just won't ever age anymore, which, I mean, fine. You're lucky you got bit at, a presentable younger age and not bit as like some of the other werewolves I've seen, and they're old, like in their 70s, and their bodies are feeble, but they just will continue to live, which is depressing. Typically you end up with suicide rate after about 60 or 70 years with those older wolves, but that's fine. Anyways, I really gotta try to explain to you like what being a wolf is like, so you don't freak out. So it does happen when the moon changes. Moon changes. It's werewolf speak. It's actually when the moon becomes a full moon. And when it's a full moon for humans, I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty with my English here. I've been so long, not really talking to you guys, and just English isn't, my greatest ability. I've known it for a while, but it's changed so much since it first appeared that it's just difficult. Anyways, the new moon happens, or full moon happens, you become a wolf, and that's nice and all, but you typically are very hungry as a wolf, right? Even if you've eaten as a human, you're still hungry, you're looking for food. So you're gonna go out and hunt, and unfortunately for you, and fortunately for everybody else, the most tasty meat is human. But typically you don't end up hunting that. As a wolf, you have like the power on your own to be able to make your own choices, but what I say unfortunately for you is you won't have that, because it's your first couple times, it's just going to be animalistic instincts. So you're going to be able to know what's going on, but you're not going to be able to necessarily stop yourself. So I'm going to try to stop you, for you, so you don't accidentally eat anybody. That would be bad. But anyways, we're gonna try to work through this together. One of the really big things I want to stress to you is don't be mad at me. Okay, listen, I know I probably sound like a crazy person, and I know you have a slight, abrasion right there on your forehead. That's from where I actually hit you. I had to knock you out somehow and, drag you off from your camp. But being bitten is really bad. All those friends, they're going to have to assume you're dead and missing. So we're going to move multiple states over. Don't, please, keep your voice down. I really don't want to be heard by any authorities that might be out looking for you. You're going to be assumed missing. And then, people will just forget about you, which is unfortunate. Do you ever have like a boyfriend or something? If you do, and you want to give them like closure, I'd send a text of like, not wanting to be around anymore and you just took off. That might possibly save the situation. As well, you're gonna feel things as a wolf. I guess the nicest way to put it is you might get a tad horny. That's fine. That's all well and good. Just know that her hard pass. I don't want to sleep with you, especially as a dog. And it's pretty thoroughly disgusting because you're a dog. So, yeah, that's a thing that you're gonna have to deal with for the first couple nights. And then after that, you should be a-okay with controlling your own actions. As well, so I've lived for a while, if you can't tell, and you're gonna probably live for a while too, because I'm typically very safe. You're actually the first human I've turned. I've met up with other people, joined other packs, but all those have been disbanded. Actually, I had a pack that I roamed with during World War One, talking about trenches. They actually got split up because, very simply, half of them were German and half of them were French, and I was the only English-speaking one. And I was over there before America, and we were all just in the trenches together, and we ended up splitting off to either side to fight the war. So we ended up actually overrunning that trench the next day and killing all of them. It's quite thoroughly depressing, but that's fine. Eventually, you'll realize that it's not that bad. You get to live forever. And besides that, you're a typically normal human being. You have to realize, though, that some of the abilities you have as a wolf will stay heightened. So, like right now, you're going to start noticing new smells. Like, yeah, you smell that? That's barbecue. And that's over a mile away. So, yeah. And yeah, you notice you have faster reactions. And your vision is going to start to dim, and you're going to be slightly colorblind for the rest of your life, which is fine. I don't understand the big deal about the Mona Lisa. That's all I've got to say. Which, that's acceptable at least. So I hope I'm not freaking you out too much, which is this information dump. I really want you to like me, because you're going to spend pretty much the rest of your life with me. I don't know, I'm sitting here, you start to wipe your head of the cut. I hope you're taking this in and not about to take off, because I really don't want to have to stop you. But as I'm sitting here looking at you, you're really pretty, so I just thought I'd let you know that as we're sitting here. I think, it might be for your benefit, my benefit, that you know that. Besides that, I'm really sorry this happened to you, but hey, we'll be best friends for forever, maybe even more. Another thing, I don't have any money, and so any money you have, it's gonna be mine now, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean, like, any money you have will be mine no matter what. That's just how it goes. And I would like to say that I really, really don't feel bad for that because you'll be inclined to give me your cash or anything like that anyways, which is fine. Alright, so you must be really, really tired. Again, you did spend the entire night half unconscious, half in like a state of coma. So I'm gonna help you fall asleep. I'm just gonna trace your head for a little bit. You have like some dog instincts, so it'll feel like a pet and you'll slowly fall asleep just as you do. So bear with me, please. I don't typically do this, but I am just for you. Sleep. Hey, just like to let you know as you fall asleep that I really think you're really cute. I'm excited to spend the rest of eternity together. Good night. Hey, so you're probably wondering about last night. And I guess I should tell you a bit more about this world now that you're emotionally bonded with me for forever, assuming something doesn't happen to me. So, all the things that you probably think of, they're basically real. And last night we had two. It was definitely an older vampire, or at least an extremely powerful one, and something else. It smelled faintly of human, but I don't know. They passed by us, and that obviously worried me because I don't want to end up in a situation where you are put in any danger at all. So we're going to be heading away from it here. Another thing is, there is a growing wolf pack, it would seem, in this area. Somebody's turning people on purpose to see if they can create an army. Their own cult like following, I don't know, but it's not me, and I want out of here before we're caught up in it. As well, you probably want to know a bit about me. So before we leave, I think it's only fair that if I tell you, if I tell you my story. So when I was born, I was actually born as a Northman from Norse. I followed pagan gods. And that was a really, really, really long time ago. As I said, 17,000 years. To the point where I actually ended up living through the Viking Age, believe it or not. It was a great time there. But again, I was born a really long time ago up north. There were still dire wolves around, actually, and I was bitten by one of them. At the age you see me now. Alright, I'll maintain this form for the rest of my life. And this was weird, I guess, but it wasn't a dire wolf, I guess, exactly. I call it a dire wolf, but I don't actually know. But the fangs sunk inside of me, and I was in great pain 2-3 whole days before I became how I am now. You actually won't go through such pain, as my bite was much more on the skin, and so the venom will sleep in over many weeks. And it just makes things a lot easier for me, because if you were in great pain, well, let's just say you'd be howling, and that would not be, well, it might be fun, but right now, I don't think it's fun. Anyways, I fought in many wars, many battles. I killed thousands of people, and I guess I could say I've never met somebody like you before. You are extraordinarily special. Spending my days talking to you, even though I don't know whether you actually want to or not, and I'll never actually know. Your emotions pretty much force you to be around me no matter what. And as slightly odd as that is, I think it's fitting that someone like me, who in all reality probably doesn't deserve the love that I receive from people, whether it's just random passerbys in the streets or you yourself, I think it's fitting that I'd receive something so unconditional from someone else. And because of that, you have me wanting to leave. I've been in these woods for about 200 years, and I've decided that we need to leave this city, or at least leave these woods surrounding it. We need to go somewhere else, perhaps a desert, perhaps maybe a small town in the desert. Maybe out there we'll be safe from everybody. Maybe out there will be nobody that could possibly take you away from me. And that's all I require. Thinking about this out loud makes me sound a little bit crazy, I know. But if anything were to ever happen to you, the first thing I would do would hunt down every single person that ever caused you pain and murder them without remorse. I would tear their throats open for you. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, this new wolf pack is a threat. When you're bitten by a wolf, you automatically recognize that one as your alpha, and there's nothing you can do, but you can be forced into a position of subservience and a form of love another way. And that's if you lose in combat one challenge. It's just a natural thing. We are half wolf, by the way. And there's nothing we can do about that. And even though I'm not necessarily unconfident that I can beat him, the chances of losing you are just too much for me. And so I will run instead of fight that. So, another thing that I just think you should know about me: I am incredibly old and incredibly powered. My sense of smell, my sense of hearing, my speed, reaction time, my strength is going to be much greater than yours. And it's from experience, not from just the amount of time I spent alive. It's because of the experience that I know all these things. And so I would like to essentially say, I can teach you. I can teach you to be strong like me. I can teach you to be able to defend yourself, because there's one thing I don't want to ever happen to you. It's for you to be hurt in any way, shape, or form. Do they have your attention? Good. Here's the thing. We can travel the world. There's a strong possibility I'll be able to murder every single person that we ever come in conflict with. But I don't want that. I don't want you to have to see that. But on another note, I don't want you to ever be forced to go against your instincts and run away. Your instinct will be to be with me. And I don't care whatever happens, whatever anybody does. You don't have a choice. You are always with me no matter what. Does that make sense? Do you understand? Good. Good. Now, this new pack that's about, we're hoping to pass out through this territory without any issues, but if they were to cause us issues, I want you to listen to me, alright? Stay behind me. Don't get involved. I'm gonna hope to talk my way out, but if I can't, and the other wolf sees you, and the alpha of that pack decides that he wants you instead of letting us to go through freely, then I will murder him and murder every single wolf that has ever come across him. I'll wipe his existence and his memory away from this face of the earth. Does that make sense? Do you understand? Good. Another thing, and kind of important. I need you to never, for any reason, ever disobey me. I am always in charge. You understand? Fantastic. Anything were to happen to you, I think I might lose my mind. Do you understand? Fantastic. Alright. Let's go ahead and head out. Follow me. Hey there. It's... I'm gonna need you to get back up. Alright? I didn't mean to hurt you that time. Well, that time it is. You see, I am so sorry for doing that to you. I should have taken my anger out on, well, let's just say the other individual you looked at. That's, well, it's no longer really a question for now. Oh, you have a problem? With what? Well, I didn't tell you everything, of course. It's a male trait in the werewolf category. I'm more aggressive, and I enjoy inflicting physical pain on those outside my pack, and more importantly, those who look and speak to you. You are mine. I don't think that there should be any sort of discretion between that, because I am your leader. I am your alpha. You follow me. You belong to me and nobody else. Does that make sense? Good. I'm glad. There are things we need to talk about and some new ground rules I want to lay out. And I know you can't say no. It's not in your biological code anymore to disagree with my rules. Even if you want to, your body physically won't let you. It's simple. No more speaking to others. I don't care what sex they are. You do not get to speak with them. I want to be the only one that you talk to. Does that make sense? Any questions? Innocent comments? Passive-aggressive remarks? Good. Wow, we're on the subject, sweetie. If you do end up talking to them, even if it's not voluntary, well, I think we might arrange for a, how should I put this, session. I would never hurt you, but sometimes you fall out of line and I'm forced to take drastic measures. Yeah. Anyways, part of that session would be a person you talk to. I'll drag them in and probably dismember them, just so you understand that your actions have consequences. And if somebody speaks with you, the best thing you can do is turn and walk away. I am your everything. I am everything you'll ever need. You don't need to speak with anybody else. You don't need to talk to anybody else except for me. Because I am everything. You don't need anybody physically. You don't need anybody emotionally. I will always be there for you, so why bother with anybody else, huh? I think that's at least fair. Good. Because I know you can't necessarily disagree with me. I think it's, well, worthwhile for us to have one of those sessions in the near future. Now tell me, what was that boy's name? I guarantee you learned it. Even in a short conversation, you typically learn people's names. So what was his name? I'll find it out anyways. And if you tell me, maybe I'll even let him live.
well, he'll be scarred for life, and probably unable to walk, and I'll have to remove his tongue so he can never speak of us, but he'll be alive in a sense. Maybe I'll free him before, well, I guess some of the more religious individuals might believe that freeing is death. I mean, it's the most ultimate release, am I correct? So, I think I'll be using that definition. So tell me his name. Chris. What sort of stupid name is that? Chris. Sounds like why would you ever talk to this individual instead of myself? You disappoint me, but that's alright. Because I love you, no matter what. And I'll always be there for you. Nobody else will ever be there for you except for me. Does that make sense? Are you following? Good. Anyways, do you know anything else about Chris? Location, time he goes to work. While I'm at it, might as well ask for that social security number that this world seems to be using so much. Is that something you give out? I don't necessarily understand. Humans haven't been in contact with you guys for a while. You're saying I've changed since the forest. Yes, I have. It's part of being an alpha and no longer a lone wolf. It's a new feeling pump through my veins, and I love it. I want you to tell me where this Chris individual lives, or at least where I can find him, and the time during the day. Okay, the supermarket then. He goes there daily, you say? Or is it weekly, bi-weekly? Well, yes, I assumed you'd talked before. Let's not pretend. You looked very chatty as you walked. Walked up to him, waving and smiling. Tell me, where, when, what time? 10 o'clock on a Saturday? Okay, I'll be there. There's a very famous movie that I've only watched once, but it's one of the few movies I actually enjoyed, said I'll make him an offer that he can't refuse, and, well, let's just say he'll meet me, and then he will watch as I destroy him. Okay. Well, I love you, and I'm glad we had this talk. I guess it's time for us to get down to business then.